everybody, how y'all doing today? Welcome into Farm Cooking with Nan. Today we are going to be doing some butternut squash. I just sliced it open. Be sure you're very careful when you cut it open. I had to use my big butcher's knife. Be very careful. I cut off the stem first, and then it took a lot of power to open it up, but not anything I couldn't do. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spoon out the all of the seeds. Now listen, you can save these seeds and you can dry them with some seasoning and have some good seeds to use. I'm just gonna, I've got them on this tray, but this is not the one I'm gonna put them in the oven on. But I'm gonna do a stuffed butternut squash to go with our supper tonight. So see, I'm getting everything out of there. Hang on a minute, drop the seed. We'll clean out the other one real quick. They're usually pretty quick about getting them out of there. Look, just, just a few more in the bottom. I'm preheating my oven right now to 400 degrees. And we're gonna bake these a little while we are waiting on. Now I'll clean all that out and save my seeds. I think I pretty well got all of them. Okay? I'll just set these, set these over here. Hang on just a minute. Hang on. First thing I'm gonna do is take them off of my little tray here. And I'm going to poke some holes here and there and yonder. Mainly in the outside of the skin. You'll know why in just a minute. I'm gonna tell you something. Butternut squash are delicious. I'm gonna put like a marinade on this thing. And this lets it get into the squash part on the inside. It's like a little wart on that thing there. I was looking at it a while ago and I thought, that's so sweet. Now let me tell you, when I was getting ready to cut my squash, the first thing I did was I had the whole squash and I laid it down and just sort of moved it and let it go where it wanted to go and lay. Then I knew to cut down through the center, that that's where it wanted to lay. Because if you don't get it in a good place where it wants to lay, you got one that's cocked up or cocked down, or you know how that goes. I made a soup not too long ago that was really good out of butternut squash. This is a seasonal thing for me. Okay, just a few more right here. And a few right here. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and poke a few down in there anyway. Now, we're going to scoot that right there out of the way. And we're going to make up a little stuff to put on here, okay? I'm going to put, this is real maple syrup. Now I'm going to show you. There's only going to be 2 tablespoons. So really that's about 1 tablespoon for each one of those pieces. I just don't want to miss the flavor from real home, you know, maple syrup. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons. Now, if you say, well, Nan, I just will not use that, then you know what? Get out your, at least you're getting some maple flavor. Get out some of your sugar-free syrup. you know, like you put on a pancake or put on whatever. I went back and forth thinking, oh, I don't want the grams in the sugar, but there's just no way that 2 tablespoons, you know, is going, let me Google that while I'm sitting here. Let me Google it. 12 grams per tablespoon. So 24 grams of sugar in the maple syrup is what I'm using now. You can have 0 if you want to use the sugar-free syrup, okay? I'm going to put about 1, 2, 3, 4 cloves of garlic in this. I'm going to put about, let's see, 1/4 teaspoon. Let me make sure I get 1/4 teaspoon of salt and about 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper. I'm also going to put, there it is, about 1 tablespoon of olive oil. About 1 tablespoon, and that's it. Now, you make sure I've got 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 4 cloves of garlic minced, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1/8 teaspoon of black pepper. Now, we've already punctured our holes. Now, we're going to mix this up real good. I forget I'm not here by myself sometimes, young'uns, and I make too much noise. Okay. Okay, here we go. I'm going to take my brush, and I'm going to brush this all over my squash. And I'm going to flip this over and do the outside all over with this, you know, all over. That maple syrup sure smells good. Now we're going to do the same thing with this one. I like to put my butternut squash facing opposites. The trunk down here, then I will put the trunk up here like this. Me being right-handed, I sort of want to have them both going the same way, but if you do that, it's going to make them lay a little better. Now, flip that over. You know why I like to put them down? Why I like to face them down when I'm baking them? Because it makes your bottom part, your flesh part, you know, it makes it roast really good and it has a good roasting flavor from it. So that's what I do. Don't want to waste a bit of this good stuff. Now, like I said, I have got it going at 400 degrees in my what did I do? Hang on a minute. I'm going to tell you something I've been begging for, which I don't know why I'm begging for. I'd have to pay for it anyway, but I would really like to have a new sink, something that's not so hard to clean, and a new faucet. And I talked to Pop about it, and he thought it was ridiculous, but, but I'm hoping, I'm gonna scoot that just a little bit over so they're not touching. And I'm gonna get this in the oven, and we're going to leave that in there about 30-35 minutes, and we're going to move on to the stove and start the rest of it, okay? I've got a bunch of ingredients over here. I'm heating. You can see I've got everything over here where I have to be. I've got 1 pound of mild premium Italian sausage. £1. Let me toss this. We're going to get that frying. And let's see. Get my pan to going here. And we'll be right back when this pan heats up. Well, we'll start this back over. Here we go. I've got a whole bunch of stuff over here. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil in here. I've got 1 onion and about let me look on my measuring thing here. 1 cup of chopped celery and 1 cup of chopped onion. And I'm going to saute these. Might need to put just a tad bit more of olive oil. There's not very much comes out of this thing at one time. You need at least a cup, 2-3 tablespoons. Okay. Let's put some seasoning in here. We're going to put about, this is poultry seasoning. I'm going to put, if I can get the lid off. Yeah, I'm going to put about, where's my little measure? There it is. I'm going to put about a half a teaspoon of poultry seasoning. And I'm going to put just, a couple of shakes of chili powder, just a little bit. I don't even think that was a good pinch, but close to it. I'm going to put just a shake or 2 of black pepper. This is like a larger black pepper, like a cracked. Maybe about 1/8 of the, I might have to put a little bit more. I don't think very much was coming out of my, I'm going to wait and taste of it, okay? Because in case it was coming out and I couldn't tell it. Okay, so we got about 1 cup of diced celery, 1 cup of diced onions, which was 1 onion. I'm going to put about a half a teaspoon of salt. And we've got just maybe 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder. We've got a half a teaspoon of poultry seasoning. And we're supposed to have about 1/8 of a teaspoon of the fresh cracked black pepper. We're just going to saute this a little bit. I've got maybe a cup of, this is, I had some spinach and I had some left over and didn't want to waste it. So I just rolled it up and put it in the freezer. Then when it freezes, it just breaks into little pieces. So I'm going to put about a cup, maybe a little bit more. I'd say there was probably maybe a cup of spinach in there. just got it out of the freezer and broke it up. You know, we've got our butternut squash in the oven. We're making our, and here's 1 pound of Italian sausage. I started to put it in there first, and then I thought, oh no, I've got my vegetables, I've got to do that. One pound of Italian sausage. This is going to be our filling for our butternut squash. Really, I mean, you could have whatever you want to go with this, but when you think you've got your meat, you've got your vegetables, you've got that butternut squash makes me think so much of sweet potato. It's got a sweet flavor to it. So we're just cooking our meat a little bit. Then I'm going to throw in just a little handful. I mean, this is cranberries. I'm going to throw in, look at there, just not even, maybe 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons. And when you cook them in this, it's going to help them to fatten back up. You know, that moisture to get in them and them to fatten back up. But I was going to tell you, if you say, well, I don't like cranberries, but I like raisins, well, use you some raisins in there. You know, this is what you make when you have fresh sausage from killing a hog, you know. And you slaughter the hog and you have fresh sausage. Then you just season it up with some poultry seasoning and the Italian seasoning. And that's what you make when you got this. Well, let's finish this up and I'll be back. Okay, now we're going to add one more thing. I've got more than a cup. I've got about 4 ounces of fresh shredded mild cheddar cheese. I'm going to put about half of this in here. I turned it down on low. Can you see how those cranberries are plumping up? You can put it in there, and if you don't like the cranberries, then don't eat them. Just take them out of your part. I'm going to turn this off because we're going to put it in the oven for a few minutes. I'm going to just slide that off the heat and clean up my mess, and we'll load up our butternut squash. I'm going to do one little thing here. I'm going to get this out, and I'm going to check it. If it's tender, and it feels tender. This one doesn't feel as tender, but it feels pretty tender on the ends. Is where you can really tell. That feels pretty good to me, so I'm going to shut up that oven. I'm not going to turn it off, and we're going to flip this over. Oh my goodness. Let's see. I need something else to go with it. Here's a spoon. That's what I usually use. What you can get a hold of. What you can grab onto, don't you? And I see a tiny little seed. Must have been hiding in there. Ooh, young'uns, this smells so good. And see how it browns and gets that little yummy, yummy flavor. come on, flip over for me. There you go. Now, I'm going to just remove just a touch, not much, just a tiny little amount right through there to help make room. Now, I'll be putting this in something, so don't worry about that. I got Willow here working. She got home from school, and she's working. Stick your head up there and wave at them in the window, Willow.
Hello.
She's a-working. See, I'm going to be putting it back into the oven for just a little bit. But I'm going to show you every step so you can't, this is too hot to touch, okay? So you can't say, well, Nan didn't show us how to do that. Okay. Now what we do is fill our boats up, and don't worry about piling it up, okay? That's the way it's supposed to be. You pile that up. I'm gonna pile these up, and I'll be right back. I'm afraid I'm running my film out too long. I'm gonna get this off of there. I want you to look at those, and I still had some left over. Let me get one little place. I still had a little bit left over in my sausage. Okay, got right there, and a little bit right there. I'm just telling you, they look so pretty. Now I'm going to take this little bit of cheese, and I'm going to put right over the top of these. So that was about a cup of cheese. Well, 4 ounces. 4 ounces. It looked a little bit, well, that's so hot. That is so, ouch, hot. Don't want to waste any cheese, so, and I'm going to pop this back in the oven just for a few minutes, let that melt. Now, Sadie, you want some cheese tacks? Go ahead there, look at that. Usually if they hear me giving her something, I give them all something, but she was standing there so pitiful looking at me. So I thought, well, I need to give her something. Let's pop these back in there very gently. Ooh, that's about too heavy for me. And we'll watch it. We'll watch it real close. Here goes Sadie. Another piece. She's like a vacuum cleaner. Look at these beauties. Let me see what I think I can handle these things with. Isn't that gonna be pretty? Aren't they pretty? Aren't they pretty? I'm gonna get a quick little picture, a nice little picture, and be right back. I'm telling you, I want you to look at this. If that don't look like restaurant quality, I don't know. I think that looks mighty fine right there. Don't it though, young'uns? I hate to even cut it. I hate to even cut it. It looks so pretty. But I'm going to, going to do? Just as tender. That's so tender. There. Here's Sadie. Some more cheese. There you go. Okay. I'm just going to set this in something I already had there because I'm not going to dirty anything else. Father, thank you for this food. Thank you for your blessings, Lord. Thank you for the squash and all the ingredients, Father, you gave me to go in it, Father. Pray, God, you'll let somebody see how easy that it is to make it and help them to be able to afford it and to enjoy it. Thank you for your blessings, Father. Guide our footsteps today in Jesus' name. Amen. Let's see. So good. So good. So good, so good, so good. Listen, youngins, I hope you get a chance to make you some. That sausage just works great. It's delicious. Delicious. I just want to tell y'all I appreciate you coming in and watching with me. Maybe this will give you an idea of a great dish to have on your Thanksgiving table, because this is probably going to be on mine. It tastes so good, and I can just imagine that sausage and the butternut squash going along with a great side of turkey and dressing and mashed potatoes and all kinds of things that we put in there. You've got to make these. It's so simple. And look what a showcase. I mean, really, if you want to wow your guest, come out with that and set it on the table. And the squash are not expensive. You know, I wished I'd have kept the little paper to tell you. I mean, this right here, I might cut it to right here for a whole meal for me. So, you know, I mean, that right there, cut into pieces, or just say it's game day and you're cooking something besides just finger foods. Well, you can even use that as finger foods. Cut it in little triangles. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't that be wonderful to cut in pieces and serve it like that? Well, I'm going to hush. I love y'all, and I want you to know how much I love you and how much the good Lord loves you. Youngins, let's be thankful this season. Be thankful because the good Lord has done so much for us. So much. He truly has. He truly has. You just don't have no idea. I'm going to put just a touch more of this sausage, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. You know, my mind's going about a mile a minute. I'm going to take some of that sugar-free maple syrup, and I'm going to just drizzle, just trying something. You know, that's how you learn new things. I'm just going to drizzle just a little bit of that sugar-free maple syrup on there. And I got just wanted to try a bite with that sausage, cheese, and that. Oh my. That even made it better. Oh, that's just so good. So good. Listen, if y'all get a chance, make yourself one, okay? Don't put it off. These things are in season right now. And you can have a fine Thanksgiving feast right there, or Christmas, either one. I'm going to go. Don't forget how much the good Lord loves you, okay? And I will see you, Lord willing. I will. I'll see you, Lord, if it's His will. We meet again for another recipe, okay? Love y'all.